It ain't all sunshine and rainbows, people. I don't even know if you caught that first part, but this is the news episode. Box Office Banter, episode 65. I wrote it down. You can't catch me slipping. No Rodney, just kidding. I ain't gonna hate on him too much. But Tyler will take over the main headlining of the news portion. And we will also, before you go into that, talk a little Conjuring 3. The devil made me do it because we had the
we just watched it.
Watching that.
He did make us watch it.
Okay, I mean
that happened.
Yeah, we have a few news things we're gonna run through.
And I think I got 3 quick
extra ones
to add on too. Yeah.
The first news bit. Wedding Crashers 2 is happening. Will Vince? It's going to be on HBO Max. And will Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson return? And the answer is
they better.
Yes, they are returning,
like yes,
along with Isla Fisher and Rachel McAdams and the original director. What was his name? David Dobkin.
But is there a Bradley Cooper?
That's what I was about to say.
I hope so.
It'd be cool. He was a crazy son of a bitch, though, and I don't know if he'd fit that role in the movie since he's kind of out of the picture now.
Yeah,
but, I mean, but it might feel forced. I don't know. But any movie with Bradley Cooper in it, that's
or will Will Ferrell make an appearance as Chaz?
Oh, Mom, the meatloaf.
It's like one of the funniest scenes.
Yeah. I mean, it's
just talking like it's great. They just mourn, and then I just swoop on it. The meatloaf, like just out of nowhere. One of Will Ferrell's finest moments.
And it's unclear if Christopher Walken or Jane Seymour will return as well, but they're both interested in returning, so they would like to. So, Wedding Crashers 2 come to HBO Max. I don't have a date on that yet.
That's what I was going to say.
HBO Max, dude.
They're racking up, aren't they?
They are. They over here letting you watch movies that drop at the theater for free. Meanwhile, things like places like or apps like Disney Plus are making you spend $30 for
Yeah,
Cruella.
that's ridiculous.
I wanted to watch Cruella. I was like, dude, please be on
Just
HBO
go to the
Max.
theaters.
And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, it's going to be on Disney Plus. I'm like, but it's going to be that streaming shit. And sure enough, you got to spend $30.
I don't know. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. I don't even know if it's worth it.
How can you
According to
even
Rodney,
do
it
that?
is. But
how can you even do that with a straight face when you know another fucking app or company, whatever you want to call it, like HBO has HBO Max, and they're dropping even better movies.
They're dropping bangers.
For free, and you're charging more money than the theater. I don't know how they can be making money off that. Damn, dude, there must be some powerful Disney fans. Oh, wait, there is. So maybe I'm wrong, but stop giving them money, dude. Fuck that shit.
The next bit of news. Jonathan Majors talks to square off against Michael B. Jordan in the boxing ring for Creed
Got the Rocky
3.
shirt on. There ain't no Michael B on this, though. Yeah, I'm interested in that, man. I think he's a good up-and-coming actor. I don't know if it'll have, the star power of, fighting the son of the guy that killed your dad. I think they might have topped that off in, Creed 2. But, it's going to be already interesting seeing it with no Rocky, as we discussed on the show. And like I said, it's going to be hard to top that because you already kind of went to the mountaintop and you might have did that prematurely. I would have rather that kind of been like the close to his story.
Me too.
But at the same time, though, like you could do a lot worse. I think this could be an interesting little matchup, man. And because he's in that Lovecraft Country show, and I actually haven't seen it, but I've heard nothing but great things. I've almost bought it like 3 times. It keeps staring at me in the face. I think it's an interesting but good choice. And we'll see if Michael B., he's learned enough, from his compadres, the Ryan Cooglers of the world, to where he can direct them to be a quality-ass opponent. Because I really think Jonathan Majors he's up for the
if you don't really know much about Jonathan Majors, he's also going to be playing Kong the Conqueror.
I think you said Kong. I was like...
Kang the Conqueror and the new Marvel's Ant-Man and Wasp. Quantumania, he'll be in that.
Have to get to know him a lot more.
He's going to be blowing up soon.
Yeah, I think it's a good steal. Not somebody that is completely irrelevant, but not somebody that's like overly well known. You're getting him right when he's probably on that launch pad to boom.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be making a household name for himself in the future.
Speaking of boxing and Rocky, this is not movie related, but do you see who's fighting on the Floyd Logan Paul
Is it
card.
Terrell Owens or
I actually did.
Chad Ochocinco's
Yeah.
got a
I
boxing
saw
match.
that. Yeah.
that's
I was
ridiculous,
like, what the
dude.
fuck? I didn't know he was into boxing. We can dive in more on Monday Mayhem. Go ahead, Tyler.
Okay.
No, yeah. We'll cycle back to that because I got something to say about it.
The next pretty big news. Donnie Yen joins Keanu Reeves in John Wick 4.
Fuck yes.
How unbelievable is this?
Is it though? I mean, it is. But will it be? Like, I'm so scared that it's gonna be like
Our
that big
expectations.
name, and then out of nowhere he's in like 10 minutes of the movie, if that. Like he just visits him for a scene, and that's it. Because I'm kind of expecting him to be more like, say, Willem Dafoe in the first one type of role. Like where he's kind of like in the background a little bit, but he's
Throughout
there,
the movie.
but not like as strong as like a Halle Berry role. And I don't mean strong in terms of their performances, but like how much they're in the
Scene.
movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's gonna be like side by side. I almost hope it is.
That'd be dope.
And the director, I've talked about many times. I think his name, I forget his name every time. Stan Stahelski or something like that. Go ahead. I probably butchered it, but I know exactly who this guy is. I've talked about him many times. He was in Bloodsport 2. He knows the behind the camera, how to fucking orchestrate fight scenes, and that's what comes so well, and it comes through so perfectly in John Wick for an American-made martial arts style shoot 'em up movie. So he knows what he has in Donnie Yen. So that's the only part of me that's like holding on to faith, where I'm like, okay, maybe he will utilize him properly, but please God, because it doesn't necessarily say how big his role is going to be. From what I've read, it's just, oh, he's an old compadre. That could just be a meeting and then he bounces.
Yeah, the producer said Donnie Yen will bring a vibrant and powerful energy to the franchise, and it's also he's going to be cast as in a prominent role as an old friend of Reeves, kind of like.
Halle Berry.
I like the
Willem
prominent.
Dafoe.
Yeah, so I don't know if it means like he's his buddy that's gonna turn against him, and you don't really know because I mean, if you've seen the John Wick movies,
Yeah.
his friends become foes and foes
Would you
become
like to see
friends.
them fight
See,
to the death?
on paper, yes, but after John Wick 3, I don't know, because I think for the first time, they didn't just have martial artists, they got top-tier martial artists in 3, and it kind of showed what Keanu lacks as a fighter for the first time. Because it sounds great on paper, but when he went up against the guys from the Raid, he looked a step slow. And then when he went up against the great Mark Dacascos, there was a time where this guy was supposed to be the next big thing, like Jackie Chan. That type of person has that kind of skill. Real people that love martial arts know all about him and put that respect on his name. He looked a step slow against some guys. So I wonder if it would be best if he just kind of was that fighting companion next to him rather than having him, later in the movie he's got to turn against him. But I'd be open to seeing it. If you told me like the end fight is him and Donnie Yen or the end fight is some regular guy, I'd still roll the dice on that and watch that any day. But that is where I'm a little worried about it after seeing 2.
Okay,
Or 3, I should say.
What if he was like his sensei or something? He
Somebody,
taught,
you really drugged this. I thought you were going to say his sister or something. I'm like, what?
He
And
taught
drag?
John Wick how to like fight and everything.
Now that would be dope. I'd be down for that. Give him like the fucking Batman Begins, League of Shadows treatment, where Donnie Yen's like a Ra's al Ghul type person. I'm with that action. I'd be down for that.
okay.
Speculation, but awesome news.
The next bit of news. Apparently, Tom Cruise reportedly scolds crew for violating social distance measures during this pandemic, and for good reason, because Mission Impossible 2 has been shut down because of positive COVID tests.
You talking about Mission Impossible 7?
Yeah, what did I say, 2?
2.
Yeah,
That was a
I'm
while
I was
ago.
like, yeah, it was a ways
Yeah.
back, bro.
No, Mission Impossible 7, which I cannot wait to see. I love the
yeah.
Mission Impossible movies.
See, this is something Rodney pulled this news for us, and actually most of this news is he's the news guy. But I feel like we already talked about this. and
But
got
this,
this
the
news.
thing
Maybe
is,
CNN's reporting it late, or maybe it's happened again, and Tom Cruise is just.
The
on
thing
that,
is,
knocking up the
it's-
bullshit train.
it's not that big of a deal. Apparently it's just halted and will resume filming June 14th. So in 10 days they're gonna just bring back up recording. So, and we should be expected to see this film in May 2020 for the release.
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
You got anything coronavirus? The twos are messing me up.
I swear
Coronavirus.
to God, you seriously, like, the first time it was like, I just threw a 2 in there. And it's like the second time you were so scared to say, like, never say 2 again. Never
Took a
say
2 out.
again. Yeah.
May 2022.
2.
See, dude? Shit's freaking.
It's like, how does
Whatever.
Rodney do this? No, he be
Okay.
fucking up too. We all do.
Now, the last bit of news I have.
Yeah, I got 50 pieces of news. Just kidding.
Thor Love and Thunder has wrapped shooting.
I love
I'm
his thunderous
super
I am
excited.
so excited for this movie. Christian Bale is
Yep.
in it,
Oh,
along with Chris Hemsworth and whoever else they're keeping under
who
wraps.
cares? It's all you need.
But if you see the picture of Chris Hemsworth,
He's
good
jacked.
lord,
He's
man.
already been jacked.
He's been jacked.
Yeah.
Now take it three times as jacked. He is a monster, and this movie
Them arms, bro.
is. I'm so excited for this movie because I love the Thor movies. There's been 3.
I love one of them.
I love 2 of them.
I
I
The-
love
the-
one, like one, hate
The
one.
Dark World one, is that?
I
Dark
like
World?
that movie
Terrible.
a lot. It's a highlight. for
I didn't
me.
like that one.
I
The
don't
first one was
get the
good.
hate.
Ragnarok
Ragnarok is
was pretty good. The
fantastic.
visuals were
First one's
amazing.
still my fave.
the first one's
The first
just
one's
good.
pretty good.
Love it. Yeah, this
Thor
one was
Thor is just on the fence. Like I either love it or hate
Well,
it.
speaking of
Not
you were
for
speaking
me.
of Chris being
Some of my
jacked.
favorites.
Have you seen a picture of what's her name? Natalie Portman. There's a picture going around and she's like ripped.
She's ripped too.
good. I could see it.
I can see it, man. They take
Makes sense.
Unless
Get
it's
her ready
was a
for the
fake
role.
picture I saw or whatever, but she
He
looked
photoshopped
jacked.
a motherfucker right now. Another thing too, a little tidbit that goes with that news
yeah.
is I think a lot of it isn't really even for Thor. A lot of people are saying the main reason he's getting this bulk, I mean it helps with Thor, but he's already been big, is because he's about to take on that role of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and the like
So,
bio.
What?
Yeah.
Is he?
He's
Yeah.
playing Hulk Hogan in like a
Yeah.
biography,
know that.
bio,
Yeah, whatever you call it. Not,
Something.
Yeah. He's basically
biopic, maybe
Yeah.
is what it's
yeah,
called.
he's basically gonna be Hulk Hogan, so he's trying to like look the part. He's getting like jacked for what are you gonna do?
Dude, he's gonna be more jacked
Yeah.
than.
Natalie Portman's getting kind of big.
Yeah, man, them triceps, dude.
Hitting it
Hul-
strong, but yeah,
shit,
I'm
Chris
interested in that,
Hemsworth,
too.
he's already stronger than Hulk Hogan ever was. It looks like, but Hulk Hogan is a monster.
Have you
He's
seen
like
Hulk Hogan rip his
6'7".
shirt, dude?
Hey, hold on,
He's
hold on.
like
Have you-
6'7",
Have you
6'8".
seen Hulk Hogan pick up the 500+ pound man Andre the Giant and slam him? Nobody had accomplished that feat. What are you gonna do, brother? When Hulkamania.
Chris Hemsworth could body slam Rikishi, dude.
Okay, well, this,
Do you remember Rikishi?
I do. Andre the Giant.
Do you remember
shits on-
Andre the Giant?
He's way
Yeah,
bigger.
Andre the Giant is
He used to drink like a keg of
37
beer
beers
at a
and like
sit.
8 bottles of wine and be like, I'm driving home.
The fact that he was able to slam him, oh my god! But yeah, it's gonna be. But he was known for his strength, whether like it looks stronger or not. I think Hemsworth is more cut.
Yeah.
Any of y'all
Defined
ever
with
watch
it, man.
his sex tape?
Hemsworth?
No, Hulk Hogan's.
No.
Why would I watch that? No.
I don't know.
Who is it with?
I
His
don't-
daughter, Brooke Hogan. I believe.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm just playing. I thought it was a Brooke Hogan sex tape, so I was like, oh, maybe they're the same thing. Oh, bad thoughts, bad thoughts.
There's one of him.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
Dude,
I
sex
This came out a
tapes?
while
I mean,
ago.
if you're famous, man, just make a sex tape, get
I
millions.
don't
And
think
ruin
he
your
released it. I
career.
think someone like released it on him.
Oh,
It-
yeah. I
yeah,
remember
think
this now.
It, was,
This is
I
it
think-
looked like
years
it was
back.
from like a
I think he
security
approved
footage
it
camera
and
or
made it
something.
look like someone
Like
did
it
it
was-
just so he could get his money. I'm pretty sure that was
I
the
just
whole
can't believe
thing.
the nanny would do that.
Dude, Kim
Some
Kardashian
people
made a
get that
living off
reference.
just
She's like one of her videos, one of the most searched videos.
the family.
on Pornhub.
Yeah, that family is.
Let's think
Because
about
of
this,
her.
though. I don't know if a sex tape when you're already famous helps you. I think it could actually go the other way and hurt you. Whereas,
Yeah, I get that.
but Kim Kardashian, Kim K, before being famous, it can elevate you. So before famous, sex tape,
she was
blow you
already.
up. Sex tape while famous can blow you down.
Yeah, she was already
Blow
well
ya.
known, well
Yeah,
beautiful,
Blow you.
had a lot of money, but it just took her to the whole next level of stardom.
Oh yeah, and
That's what she's mostly known for.
This is like an extra tidbit of news that we didn't have yet.
Yeah,
Sex
okay.
tapes. It's like
All right,
mayhem shit.
Paris Hilton.
No, it's worked. It flowed.
Yeah,
it
Paris
didn't come
Hilton.
out of nowhere, really.
Pam Anderson, Tommy Lee.
Oh yeah, Pam Anderson kind of blew up.
Dude,
after
Tommy
that.
Lee's, I think he's married to a girl that used to do Vines. Remember that app,
She
Vines?
used to have
Yeah.
sex with
Brittany,
Vines?
her name's Brittany Furlan.
Right.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like married. That's weird. It's like
I've
a
never seen that.
yeah. I
The
saw it on
weirdest.
TikTok that they're together. That's weird.
Vines.
Okay, what other news things do you have?
Okay, I have a couple.
Okay.
Toxic Avenger. I don't know how much y'all are familiar with Toxic Avenger, but Toxic Avenger is like this old horror movie that got a huge cult following where this nerdy kid gets put in some like toxic waste and he comes back with like a fucking broom and he's a
course.
hero and he kills all of his bullies. Like it's one of those movies that's like it knows exactly what it is. It does not take itself serious at all, and they are really fun movies up until the fourth one, which somehow has a good score on Rotten Tomatoes and came out like way past the 80s. I don't know how that is because it's all poop humor. It's disgusting. But the first three, dude, Toxic Avenger is my jam as a horror fan, and most horror fans, I think, would agree. They're doing the reboot now with Peter Dinklage in this and Jacob Tremblay, strong young kid actor, and they've just now came out and said that Elijah Wood, Frodo, we were just talking about him, is going to be the main villain. And if you haven't seen Elijah Wood as a villain, you need to. Because, I mean, Maniac, the Maniac remake. If you haven't seen Maniac remake, watch it. If you haven't seen the original Maniac, you're slipping. Watch it. Amazing remake with him as the killer. Very creepy. And the first time I saw Elijah Wood as a creepy killer was in Sin City. Elijah Wood in Sin City was downright fucking creepy in that movie, dude. Flat out creepy. I was wondering what you're doing.
Yeah,
I guess
I
you
know.
got some water. Yeah, but anyways, it's just, I mean, he's so good in this type of role. So I think this could be very, very interesting, having him as the bad guy. And another bit of news we've talked a lot about, because at least two of us, and I think everybody liked the latest movie. Well, Mal Rodney's going to change the score, but he loves Mortal Kombat. More rumors and stuff are going around, can't confirm them, just reports, that the Mortal Kombat, people that made the Mortal Kombat movie already might have their eye on somebody. And it isn't like Scott Adkins, it isn't Ryan Reynolds, people of that nature, The Miz. There's rumors going around that they have their eyes on Charlie Hunnam. And now I love Charlie Hunnam, but I do not see it at all, dude. How? Like, he at least... Now, look, I'm not saying he can't be a good actor, because he is a good actor.
He's very versatile.
Who's
I'll say
But I don't
As
think...
Johnny Cage?
Yeah. Him, I don't think he would
Yeah,
pull
I
off
don't.
the Johnny Cage cockiness. I don't think that would work, but he at least maybe could do that. But it's not like, you know, a shoe-in where you're like, oh, I could so see it. And
Yeah.
then the martial arts, this is not a good choice. It doesn't mean Charlie Hunnam isn't great. He's, like, low-key great. Everybody loved him on Sons of Anarchy, and he's got some decent roles here and there. Shit, I'm looking at his back right now on that Sons of Anarchy poster. Charlie Hunnam is
That's
my
a nice
dude.
back.
I think he
Very
could do
nice
it.
back.
I think he could do it. I mean, there's
I don't know.
definitely
It's not the
other
choice.
people that would make the role their own and kill it, but
He could surprise me, and I don't. And
that,
now
yeah,
this
that's
isn't
what I'm saying.
official.
He
This
could
is
surprise
just
me.
like a new name that's been thrown into the hat. But
Yeah.
it made me like question if it is true. Like, man, are we really going to do Charlie Hunnam? Look at all these other options. Because the way it's worded, if it is true, is that they just were like, that's the guy right there. And I personally do not see that at all.
Okay.
But that's my two little news bits.
You already went through them?
Oh yeah.
Okay. We got 3 trailers for you. This first trailer.
I don't think any of us have seen any of these. Here,
Nope.
I'll take it.
This first trailer is America the Motion Picture trailer. I don't know nothing about this, but
Dude, it's probably like fucking lambs and shit on a farm.
I know,
Like,
it's-
Rodney, why did you make us?
yeah,
put this
Rodney
on
Set
picked
us
the,
up for
Rodney
failure.
picked these 3 trailers for us to watch. And
America.
He's going to be laughing watching this.
Yeah.
okay,
Is it an A24 film on Netflix?
all right, you ready? Let's see. Let me know if y'all need the volume up or down. It's like, what the hell? All right. Okay.
George Washington. Let's go start a fucking revolution. Ding dong! It's America, motherfucker!
Did you practice that line in the car on your way here?
What the fuck is a car?
Holy shit.
Hello, Gav!
Oi, Gav.
I can't ask you to go in there with me. Yeah, good, because no.
Great. Good luck.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Charge!
So you want me, a black dude, to play lookout for you while you break the law?
I'm talking real heavy hitters.
Dude, that looks so out there. That's so up Rodney's lane. But
Dude,
it's so
that
out there
looks
that I think
awesome.
it might be up my
No,
lane.
I think that looks awesome. And he was like, "What the fuck is a car?" That actually cracked me up.
I don't think I'm gonna watch that at all.
I think
Really? I think that looked good.
when did it have a date when it was coming out?
No.
I don't think so. I like what I saw from that. I thought you were gonna shut it off in the middle of it. We were just looking at the time. Like,
Yeah.
literally, you were 30 seconds in. You were like, "All right." I think I heard you do a huff. I was like, "He's about to shut this off." But no, that was. I thought that actually looked really good.
Bobby Moynihan.
I think this is a trailer.
It did.
Or the.
No, this is it. Just got hit skip over there in the corner.
June 30th.
Okay, this movie trailer is called Demonic. Demonic 2021. So let's
is
see
the
what this.
exclusive. Zach Stairwell actually posted this in the.
Yeah, I saw that today, didn't he?
As well. I knew we had it later. I would have watched it earlier. So
Okay.
I'm watching it for the first time now.
All right, Demonic. Let's see what this one's all about.
Probably demonic, huh?
Dropping you in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I swear it was real.
Don't be scared.
Oh, sweetheart. Do you know what this place is?
They didn't really show one.
I'm interested.
I think it has potential to me.
I'm really interested in that.
You're really interested in it?
Really, really. It's the first time I seen the trailer or
Yeah.
even heard anything about. Actually, I think I did hear about that a little earlier in the year. Once I saw the director name and all that.
I mean,
Yeah. I don't know. Like these type of movies are real hit or miss with me, and admittedly, most of them at least look good. But that one, I don't know. It had my kind of vibe to it.
it had my attention, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to see the
Director's
Rotten
cut.
Tomatoes or IMDb score to see if I want to continue it.
Well, don't say that. That means you go off of what critics say.
Yeah,
He's like,
they just don't look. I don't know. It didn't look like my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
Okay, the third and the last trailer we have is Reminiscence trailer 2021. Let's see what we got here.
You're going on a journey through memory. All you have to do is follow my voice.
We're closed.
I know, I'm sorry it's late.
We have time for one more job. When the waters began to rise and war broke out, nostalgia became our way of life. There wasn't a lot to look forward to. So people began looking back. Nothing is more addictive than the past.
No, put me back. Put me back.
She's moved on, and you should too.
People don't just vanish.
To find where she'd gone, I had to know where she'd been. Was she running from the past? Or racing back towards it?
How much did you really know her? How much did you know?
Who was she? Who was she when not with me?
You think you want answers? Well, you don't.
Where is she?
Where is she?
Arson, bribery, murder.
People love their secrets.
Don't go down this path. Stay here, in this life.
I've turned a blind eye to plenty. I have to do this.
That machine of yours, how close can you get before the illusion's broken?
You're going on a journey. All you have to do is follow my voice.
I dig it.
August 20th.
What?
HBO Max as well.
Watching that made me want to watch Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He still looks like he's in great shape and he can still play.
I just think of
Wolverine.
Dude, that movie looked dope, and I actually knew about that movie too. I just didn't know. I forgot the title. I was like, oh yeah, the Hugh Jackman movie that's coming out this year. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw Daniel Wu in that trailer. That's the guy from Into the Badlands.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in some Jackie Chan movies, and he kind of broke through a little bit into Hollywood. And I guess now he's doing it a little more. He was in the most recent Tomb Raider movie. So kind of cool.
that was my favorite trailer of the three that we watched. So
The cartoon one. No, I'm just playing. It was good. That probably was. Yeah, it probably was my favorite. Just off, it has the most potential, I think, out of those, because it seems like a cool original spin on things that kind of feels new and fresh. It doesn't feel like every other movie you've seen a million times. Even if it has some of those same elements, it seems like it's putting its own spin on it. So I'm down with that for sure, dude.
We got any other trailers?
no, that's all the trailers we have.
I'm gonna get into
Alright.
this.
Yeah,
The
like,
Conjuring
Conjuring, fucking
3. The devil
Alright.
made me do it. All right, we'll start off with a non-spoiler and then kick it over to spoiler. I don't know how much we're gonna have to say about this movie, honestly. Sometimes you can kind of feel out where you're like, I'm gonna have so much to say about a movie. Like last week, Quiet Place Part 2. I feel like we did like a 30-minute review on that. That might have been our longest one. This one, I don't know about so much. As far as non-spoilers go, the opening I thought was, I don't want to say fantastic, but almost fantastic. It really set the tone. There was some very, I'll give the opening that. There was some very creepy shit going on, involving a certain person contorting their body in certain ways. That was pretty awesome. Ed and Lorraine Warren, they seem like they're still on their game. I'll get to a little more of that in the beginning. I thought they did a pretty good job. Like I also like how it kind of thrust you into the movie. Like it doesn't really wait around. It's like let's Let's hit him in the fucking face. And I think you need to do that when you're coming into a Conjuring movie where there is no more James Wan. You want to make your imprint right away. You don't want that shit lingering around in your head like, oh, man, this is kind of slow. And then some doubts start to creep in. He hits you over the head with the sledgehammer, and he did it pretty damn well. And there were some beautiful shots in the movie, I think. Some solid cinematography. I mean, not quite to the, I don't know if you guys have seen Saint Maud, some of the great technical shots that director, I forget her name, she's a real promising director, pulled off in that movie that helped invoke tension, weren't necessarily there in this movie, or like Ari Aster did in Hereditary. There wasn't quite to that technical level, but it is beautifully framed and shot, and there's a few moments that almost get you there. I think the jump scares were a little too telegraphed for me.
They were ineffective at all.
Yeah,
I didn't jump at all.
No,
there wasn't a whole lot of diversion. You know what
I'm a jumper too. Like I don't like jump scares.
You are. We were playing basketball earlier. Ooh.
Big jump.
Big jump, dude.
This movie had a lot of hype. The first Conjuring, when it came out, some people said it could be one of the scariest movies ever made, and it was very terrifying. The second one, a little less so. It did have some very creepy scenes.
Yeah.
This third one didn't do anything for me. Everything, you could kind of tell when something scary was about to happen. The jump scares weren't scary at all. Like,
they were really telegraphed. Like
they didn't do anything for me.
Tyler, you said I think every time, oh, here comes a jump scare.
Yeah,
no,
like,
feel it.
And then like Brandon said while we were watching it, the trailer pretty much is the only reason people should watch this movie.
The trailer made it look way better than it actually was.
And I hate that.
It was like beat for beat. Like you knew what was coming. Like there'd be that one scene in the trailer that was like, oh my God, that was jaw dropping.
Yeah.
And then like a little bit of space would go by, and then you could see kind of they were in the same area as they were in the quick clip in the trailer, and you know within the next 2 minutes, oh, and then we're gonna get that. And then a little bit of time went by, and you're like, oh, and then we're going to get that. Which, again, people, this isn't the movie's fault. They handed over the marketing team. They put out there. There's directors that get pissed off of how much get revealed in the trailers. But you got to call a spade a spade.
This
That's
is
what
one
happened.
of the movies.
And there's maybe a couple moments, I think, where I'm like, oh, I don't necessarily, at least they didn't stand out to me in the trailer as much. Say, as like her about to like fall off the cliff, and he's like, Lorraine, and he catches her. Something like that. It didn't, like... The scene, a couple scenes I'm talking about weren't to that nature, like where at least they didn't stand out in the trailer is what I'm trying to say. But overall, like the majority of the movie, you knew what was coming every step of the way because of the trailer, because you could just, use common sense, like this is the same kind of scenery that pop out or that happened in the trailer, and you knew it was right around the corner. So the marketing,
like the first two Conjurings, I cannot watch alone at night. This movie I would fall asleep to with it on.
I think you almost did on my couch.
This movie, I mean, let's just jump into the spoilers because I don't really want to talk about this movie too long. So spoiler alert for The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Yeah.
It sucked dick. This movie's not scary. It's somewhat confusing from timelines and whatever Lorraine can do with like
long in the tooth on some things where it doesn't necessarily feel the need to be that complicated. I mean, it's not like a fucking Christopher Nolan film, but there's times where you're like, it feels like you're just like, wow, you don't have to jumble this all together this way.
There's this thing called a totem that it makes people become possessed, and they don't know how it works, and then you find out there's multiple totems, so multiple people can get possessed, and they try to figure out all that, and it's very confusing. Lorraine, how she can see what happens or what happened to like a murder by being in the room where it happens with her special gift. It's just I can't. This movie was not. It's a horror movie coming from the Conjuring, series, so you expect it to be terrifying.
It felt a little more almost action-y. Like it was like
and
like it wasn't like a fucking John Wick movie. Don't get me wrong, but it was like there wasn't a whole lot of. It's like every jump scare that would like get you like backpedaling like oh shit never came because it was so telegraphed as we were saying. There's no misdirection like oh okay we can breathe now then get you. It's gonna pop out right there every time. And then you mix that in, since you didn't get the fear there, with like the violent scenes, it almost felt like you weren't really watching a horror movie, at least on the level of a Conjuring movie. And since you're putting it on that pedestal that it's a Conjuring movie, it shows more that like, man, there's just nothing really scary going on. I mean, there's a couple moments that are like, oh yeah, that would be creepy, but it isn't executed as well as I think it should have been.
People will want to watch this movie because it's part of the Conjuring, franchise, and it's a big name box office, movie. It's just a lot of wasted talent and a lot of wasted opportunity to scare you, because this didn't even really feel like a horror movie. I mean, in ways it did. It didn't scare me like at all. Not one point was I scared, and I think it's because I knew that from the trailer what was going to happen. I knew when jump scares were going to happen. They weren't scary. Yeah. Just everything wasn't scary, and it overdid it with the whole demonic thing. Like they went too deep and into like, oh, you can get possessed by doing this, and this
maybe
could happen.
Too hard for that third
and
entry.
This
needed something new. It went a little overboard.
Yeah, it just went too complicated. When I think if they would have simplified it a little bit more and made it more scary, I'm open to jump scares in movies like this, but they didn't work. I don't know.
There's
This
such
movie,
thing as a cheap jump scare.
people are gonna watch this movie, and I'm sorry. I feel bad for them to have to watch it because they're gonna think it's good, but I didn't like it at all.
A lot of people are liking it though, so don't just take our
Is it?
word
Are
for
they?
it. I think IMDb has it like a 7.
A 7?
No,
Last
it's
time I
not a
checked.
7. It's a 6.
I think it's a 6.9.
6.9.
So it's basically a 7.
All right.
Round up.
Yeah, I'm nowhere close to there.
I think the second one's on Rotten Tomatoes.
This is the third. This is the third.
It's barely a fresh score, but it's a.
The
fresh
first
score.
one was like a 7.3, and the
first one was a 7.7, I believe, and the second one was like a 7.3. So it's not that far off in terms of like audience score, which would be like the IMDb gauge basically. But I mean, I don't know. I think.
The audience. Some audience loved it. Got an 86 for audience, 63 for critics.
Fresh.
I'm not seeing it.
I was telling Josh this earlier. He might have been in the room too. I think Conjuring is a big enough property now, though, where like the Avengers, there's some people that just like that's what everybody loves. I hop on that train. I think there'll be a lot of people that'll just up this because it's a Conjuring movie.
Yeah, they're gonna love it no matter what.
It does go the other way where you got your haters, but Conjuring, while it has that kind of Avengers like appeal in the sense that like people want to jump on the bandwagon, it doesn't have that hater like appeal that some of the Avengers movies have. So it doesn't really even it out. I feel like nobody's really hating the Conjuring movies right now, but there is people that want to boost it up more than what it is. Like they're just willing to do that because that's what's hot right now. And you got to give it credit because that is what's hot right now. But you can fall victim, I think, in rare cases like this where ratings can make a movie look better than what it is because some people just walk away like, oh, it's The Conjuring. It's my shit.
I mean, it was an hour and 52 minutes of nothing to me. It was not... I'm never going to watch this movie again. I'll rewatch the first and second.
I will just because... And I'm hoping when I watch... Because it's not like it's made horribly.
No.
It's a technically made film. It's like... I think it's easy on the eyes. Like there's some decent camera work. It's well shot. The acting isn't horrible. I will say I think this was probably their worst performances of the three, but it's not like it's like to the point where you're like, good God, they really jumped the shark on this one. So like it's enough to carry you along, but in the end, it felt like they were trying to do something new as well. I mean, now we're focusing on a murder case like that, and I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like on the fence about that, to do something like a little more unique and different, but also at the same time, I'm like, the formula was switched up just enough to where maybe that's what didn't work for me. This is one of those where I enjoyed it to a degree. I didn't necessarily hate it, but I'm trying to put my finger on still exactly what didn't work. I have a little idea of what that is, and there's a few things that stand out, like the telegraph scares, but I don't have the full, this is knee-jerk reaction. We just finished watching this. But that's just where I'm at with it right now. I'm not impressed. I wasn't a big fan of the series to begin with, the franchise to begin with. But I like it, but just not on the level other people do. And this one, it was easily the weakest, I'd say.
This one critic said, the thrill is gone, the fun has died, the point is blunted and yet more dangerous, so don't be tempted by the Conjuring, the devil may do it. And that's made me do it, and that's how I feel about this.
We want to give like scores for it.
Yeah, I got mine locked and loaded.
Yeah, me too. I did not like this movie at all. Not scary like I wanted it to be. The story is complicated, confusing to me. Missed opportunity. I give it a 4.6.
Not even average.
I didn't like it, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be a little nicer to it, but I'm not even gonna give it a good score. I got to give it a 5.5. It's not like down the middle average. I think it kind of almost creeps to good because it's somewhat of a competently made film, and I think the opening was really solid. But in the end, and that one, who was that big chick that was like naked that was chasing
after him?
Big dude.
It was a big
Oh,
guy.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
See,
we don't discriminate here.
It was a dead body. It was a big dead body.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I said that. Anyways, that was creepy to a degree. Just, the imposing force.
But you saw it coming the whole time.
Yeah, you did, but it was just kind of like, oh, man, like I would not want to be in this situation. There's a few moments like that. But again, that's where the execution comes in, and it's not great because it's more of a thinker in the terms of, I wouldn't like to be in this rather than, oh, my God, I'm in this right now, I feel like, in the screen with the people. Overall, it's pretty average to me. Give it a 5.5 out of 10.
What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm going to split you all. I'm just going to go a straight 5.
I got
movies,
5
and kind of like Brandon said, I'm kind of on the same step that he is. Like, I've never been a huge fan of this franchise to begin with. Like, objectively, I can see how the first one people say is great, but like subjectively, like to me, it's just a okay movie. But yeah, this one is the worst one of the three, I think, by far.
Yeah, it did not deliver liver chicken dinner.
This one guy says, the devil made me do it. Isn't nearly as frightening or strong as the first two entrees. What it delivers is a variety of plotlessness that feels more like parts of others' uncompleted scripts the filmmakers couldn't get off the ground. That's how I feel.
Oh, that was another last thing. It was kind of weird how they did this, but there's a lot of people that weren't even like monsters in this movie that just look naturally scary, which I thought was kind of cool. I was like, that guy just has a naturally scary face. I'm like, that guy just has a naturally scary face. So there's like kind of a plus.
Yeah.
I guess little things like that doesn't make it bad to me. And I will watch this again, but only because I'm a completist and I'll inevitably watch the first two Conjuring fans again. Because even though I said I'm not a big fan, just because I don't love them don't mean I don't like them. I'm a horror fan. It'll inevitably be back in the rotation. I'll end up watching it. Maybe I'll like it more.
Well, if you watch this, write us in the comments and tell us what you think.
Yeah, tell us how stupid we are.
Yeah, let us know if we're stupid, if we're right on point, or
if you agree with us.
Yeah.
I'm surprised all three of us were bad on it.
I wonder what Rodney thinks.
I was about to say, dude.
Rodney might love it.
He's
going
to be loving it.
He's 8. I thought it was an 8.6.
No, Rodney rates everything as a 5 these days.
Yeah.
If we by the time it's next Friday, when
Drops.
we see him, he'll be in here like, it was a 5. He nitpicks everything after that Bad Boys rating.
We rapping?
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram and Spotify at the official Box Office Banter. YouTube, Box Office Banter. Subscribe, man. Let's get those numbers up. We really appreciate it. Facebook. Facebook at Box Office Banter Movies. Join the group. It's a fun group. Post whatever you want, movie related, TV related on TV Tuesdays. Invite your friends. And another group on Facebook. Box Office Banter is more of our business page where we post everything there. Go ahead and join that so you can see every video we put out. We appreciate it. Thank you guys.